Welcome to National Kale Day, on air, helping you live your healthiest, happiest, greenest life with amazing resources, experts, and the latest on the power of a plant-based diet.
I'm here with my co-founder and co-host, Jennifer Easterlow, and we want to welcome you all to National Kale Day and tell you a little bit about the movement and how you can get involved, helping you get more kale into your diet. National Kale Day is a movement that is meant to help communities celebrate the kale that they have, connect with one another, eat and enjoy kale.
And also reap the nutritional benefits from this incredibly healthy superfood that's inexpensive, easy to grow, and easy to find in your local grocery store.
So, Jen, let's tell them a little bit about why a doctor and a chef paired up to spread kale around the world.
Well, I think when it comes to healthy eating, you can tell everyone eat your vegetables. I think we all know that, but we wanted to take it a step further and create a national holiday to get people really excited about this incredibly healthy way to get a lot of nutrients into your meals, and this really versatile vegetable that I think is an unsung superfood. So we created National Kale Day, and one of my goals as a chef is to teach people that these foods don't have to be boring, that healthy eating can taste amazing, and with National Kale Day, we have all sorts of parties that we're hosting, we have amazing recipes, and we teach you how to make this superfood absolutely delicious.
So let's go over the basics. National Kale Day is the first Wednesday in October. We're going to be celebrating every year. This year it happens to be October the 2nd. We have all kinds of resources for you on our website, nationalkaleday.org, and we created a special Kale Hero Toolkit. Our hope, and we know there are a lot of you out there, that we're going to have Kale Heroes, people who already are eating kale and enjoying kale, and you're going to help by throwing a party on October the 2nd where you serve and enjoy kale. You can also help us by signing our petition on change.org. We're asking President Obama to make National Kale Day an official holiday. Now, there's National Donut Day in America, so I think we can all agree that we need National Kale Day. We're having a bunch of fun events this year on October the 2nd, and you can join. We're going to have a live streaming hangout on air, and we've gotten all kinds of wonderful health experts. We've got celebrity trainers, David Kirsch and Adam Rosante. We've got some of the real great physicians emphasizing food. We've got John LaPuma, the chef MD. We've got all kinds of fun resources. We have the president of the New England Farmers Union who's going to tell us more about farming kale. You can watch those live on YouTube. You can learn more about those either at nationalkaleday.org or on the Kale Patch of the Google Plus platform that we're using.
So, Dr. Drew, why don't we tell people a little bit more about why, beyond the fact that kale is just a marvelous food, but a little bit about ourselves and really our beliefs in spreading good health and what's behind the founders of National Kale Day. So, we all know that you have a couple wonderful books out. You have the Happiness Diet, that you really believe in medicating the brain with healthy foods. I just want you to share a little bit more about what you do and, one of the reasons why you back an initiative like this.
Well, sure. I'm an assistant clinical professor at Columbia University. I'm a psychiatrist and a physician by training, but I grew up on a farm, and I've always been really interested in the intersection of food and health, and since I focus on brain health, I'm really very interested and very convinced that the way we eat affects our brain health and our mental health. That's what all the data is telling us. And so kale is just a great example of a food that everybody agrees on it's healthy for you, right? Paleo, vegan, Atkins, Power Zone, whatever diet you're on, kale fits in. And it's also just a wonderful example of a great food. Jen, I love cooking kale with you because you really know how to emphasize its culinary versatility, everything from smoothies to chips to a side to a salad. Kale can boost up the nutrition, is great in all those dishes. And then as a farmer, and I grow a lot of kale, I really love the notion that kale helps us reclaim our local food system. Because any farmer's market you go to, and now we have over 8,000 farmers markets in the United States, everybody knows that's a great place to find kale.
Great. And as a chef, I've been in the industry over 10 years, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but I come from a family where a lot of members have passed away due to obesity-related causes. So, fighting obesity is a very personal mission of mine, but also teaching people that healthy eating can be fun, it can be exciting, it can be gourmet, and it can also be very simple. So one of the reasons why I want to champion kale is that it can be really inexpensive to purchase kale. The organic sometimes is the same price or a quarter more. It's something that is really easy to find. It transports well. You don't, have to be an amazing chef to cook with it. You can throw it into a blender with basil and make a terrific pesto. And, it's really a blank slate when it comes to flavors, and it pairs with a lot of amazing flavors. So it's, one of those foods that most local farmers grow because it's easy to grow, so you can support your local farmer by buying kale. But it also can give you sometimes 100 times more nutrition just by adding a cup of kale to your meal. And that's really one of the reasons why I was excited to join this initiative when you came up with the idea.
Well, Jen, you are, a lot of people know about your work, right? You have the Skinny Chef brand. You've authored something like 15 cookbooks, and
something
you
like
are
that,
really,
yeah.
you spent a year with us just kind of learning everything about cooking kale, and so the recipes you come up with really make kale pop, and then the initiatives and the places you're getting kale into, homeless shelters in Hoboken, schools in Hoboken.
Yeah, and we have amazing people. I just made a quick email over to King's Market, in that they have markets throughout New Jersey. And I said, hey guys, do you want to support us with National Kale Day? And one of their partners is Earthbound, and they said, absolutely, we'll send free kale wherever you like. And that can really make the difference between being able to teach a class or not, because a lot of schools, a lot of shelters, things like the Boys and Girls Club, they just don't have the budget sometimes to bring in foods, and they don't really have a choice of what foods they get. They, typically through their programs, the government will ship them foods, but they're not necessarily nutritious, or whatever they get, they have to cook. So what's wonderful about partnering with people like Grimway Farms also, and Kale Organics is supporting us, is that they're willing to send the kale wherever we need it, so that we can go in as educators, we can give talks, we can have wonderful cooking classes. And most of America, even though some people believe kale is this big fad, even here in New York City and also on the West Coast, people still don't know how to cook kale properly. Yeah, and they also don't know how to make it tasty. So there's still a lot of education that needs to be done.
Yeah, I hear this all the time in my practice, where people know it's good for them, but they don't know what to do with it. This is all to say, whoever you are watching this, please join us. Join National Kale Day. Get more kale into your diet. Celebrate your local sources of kale, wherever you're finding it. And we really are excited to have a wonderful, wonderful National Kale Day, our first inaugural National Kale Day, this October the 2nd. You're going to be able to join us in all kinds of ways. Just please head over to nationalkaleday.org, download the Kale Hero Toolkit. On October the 2nd, here, and we'd love for you to watch streaming our YouTube Hangouts on air, which we're going to be going all over the world. We're heading over to a kale party in Paris. We're going to a cafeteria in Nova Scotia. We're going to be going to a hospital in Indianapolis that's serving everybody kale. And we're going to have some, again, chefs and trainers and celebrities. People can really help you maximize your wellness, telling us some of their kale secrets. So we look forward to you joining us. Thank you so much. And we'll be seeing you soon. Our continued on-air segments are going to be with all sorts of notable kale folk, ranging from one of the ones coming up next is Jason Mandala, one of our kale ambassadors, who runs a farm-to-school program in Montana. And we also have already completed one speaking with Mary Dale DeBoer, who has a company, Fresh Advantage. She is a pro at getting kale into schools and hospitals. All to say, there's lots of information to share and lots of ways that you can get involved. So we welcome you, and let's celebrate the kale. In kale we trust.
And also, if you get a chance, come on over to Google and visit our kale patch. Feel free to post your kale recipes, your photos, your stories, and anything that's funny, tasty, or interesting about kale. Thanks so much for joining us.
Until next time.
We hope you got a lot out of this episode. In case you did miss anything, you can always get the show notes at nationalkaleday.org, where you can also leave your comments and questions. Of course, we'd also appreciate it if you could tell your friends, family, and coworkers about National Kale Day and help us grow. The easiest way to do that is by visiting nationalkaleday.org/love, where you can let your friends know about our segments. National Kale Day On Air is a production of nationalkaleday.org.